Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fishroom log number 83, and I thought I'd start off today by showing you my other YouTube manager. This is Alice. She doesn't really get involved in the Fishroom side of things, but whenever I am sitting at the computer doing up all the editing and that sort of thing, she's quite happy to come along and make sure that I, obviously get everything done properly and put in her 2 cents worth. Part of today's video is going to be an extension of Friday's video. Thank you very much for everyone who watched that and left comments. It has definitely given me a couple more avenues for testing that I want to do. One of them I was going to do anyway, but before I get to that, I wanted to show you this. This is obviously silicone, and it was on a piece of wood, one of the ones I had set up for Friday's video. And as you can see, you can peel it off, but all you need to do in that case is just rough up the surface a little bit more, and it'll give it a lot more points of adhesion, and it'll stick perfectly fine. As you can see, you don't have to do that with these polished stones. Its properties are so close to glass that it adheres very, very well. One of the things I want to add into the testing that came from a comment on Friday's video came from Don from New York Gold. He says he uses a hot glue gun and uses it to stick various things onto things in his aquarium. Now he says that he doesn't really put any real stress on it, but it does last quite a while, and so I thought I'd give it a try. Unfortunately, my hot glue gun, as you can see, is really, really old. That's not really important, but the important thing is, so are the glue sticks. I don't remember the last time I bought a glue stick. I don't really use hot glue very often, and it is glue that is well over a decade old, so that may affect its ability to adhere. But I thought I'd give it a try and see how it cracks up to the other things I've already tested. And then, if it's reasonable, I will pick up some better glue and we'll try that out. So I'm going to just set these up as the other ones, and then I'm going to let this cure for a bit. And, of course, just cool down, really. And then we'll come back and have a look at it. So here we are. This is a little while later, and let's see how they hold up. So this is glass, and as you can see, they pop off. I mean, it does stick reasonably well. And again, these are really old, really old glue sticks. But when it comes to PVC here, it just peels right off. The adhesion is nowhere near good enough for what I want to use it for. But at least for glass, it seems quite reasonable. So I think that pretty much eliminates it for what I want to do. But again, if you're not putting any real pressure on it, it may last quite some time in whatever thing that you're planning on using it for. So these are the 2 epoxy ones. I'm going to leave them in the aquarium for a little while. We're going to test it out again next week, see if they're still adhering well. And I think this is probably the best candidate for going forward. These 2 tanks don't have any fish in them at the moment, but they will have them in soon, and we'll see also, of course, testing out its toxicity and other stuff as well. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I have used epoxy in aquariums for other projects, so we'll see how it goes. And well, hopefully long term we'll actually get something that I can use to attach to, well, I want to do it to acrylic, but I'm also going to do it to PVC. So as you can see here, I am finally getting to this project. I've been meaning to, first off, increase the flow through this filter because I want to get a little bit more current in the aquarium. And secondly, I want to address the problem that it's having, and that is, as you can see in the background there, the Java Fern is getting some burnt tips. Now that can be from one of 2 things. First off, there's a much more intense light on this, so it could just be getting burnt from that. Or because this chamber is a lot larger than the other ones I've been using, it could be the fact that the amount of bubbling that happens in this is not sufficient to create a great deal of humidity in here. So I want to address the flow and humidity issue first, so that's what I'm going to do here. I had originally intended on cutting a new pipe and just having it go further down into the aquarium. I decided not to go that route. As you can see, I cut a piece off of the existing one, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap that down into the seat where it was before and have it go just below, and then I'm going to hook up the sponge filter that I've been testing out in this tank, and I'm going to use that to supply the extra humidity because it really bubbles, and it bubbles really hard and fast and supplies a lot of water. So I think that will definitely, first off, increase the flow through this quite a bit, and then it should, at the same time, really ramp up the amount of humidity that's going in here. So I'm going to tap that in so that it is just below the surface of the bottom surface of the filter. And then I'm going to slide it all the way to the back and just wiggle it into place on that other pipe that I had tapped into place. So that'll give me a nice continuous feed, and it also will make it very easy for me to just to pop this up a little bit and remove that in case, or actually when I actually need to clean that filter. So this is going to make the filtration of this aquarium a lot higher than it was before, but I do plan on making use of it, so that won't be a problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to prune off some of the darker tips, and then I'm going to put this all back together and fill her up and show you how much more flow there is. If you've watched any of the Sunday vlogs for the last little while, you're going to see this shows up quite a bit, and the flow rate for it is just a little bit over halfway on the dividers, and you're going to see quite a bit of difference when this gets hooked up. And I'm hoping, like I said before, that this is going to increase in a lot more humidity in here. And again, of course, the other aspect, of course, is have a lot more flow in the aquarium. So between those two things, I think this is going to make quite a difference. And the nice thing I like about this style in general for the high humidities is you can see how easy this is to take out, do whatever changes you want to make to it, and then stick it back in. The only real problem I ever have, of course, is making sure all the leaves are on the inside. So anyway, that's pretty much all there is to this. There's going to be a few more clips to this, but I want to actually tell you something else. Before the holidays, I was doing 3 videos a week here, and I mentioned I wanted to do a couple other things, such as I want to try out doing a live stream. I definitely am going to do that still as well. But one of the things I want to do is I want the other channel has a video a week as well, so that was 4 videos a week. I want to go back down to 3 because 3 is manageable. 4 is a bit too much for sure. So what I might be doing, Wednesday's video is going to be kind of a mishmash now. It's going to be a lot of, DIY builds for what I would normally put on the other channel, and live streams and this sort of thing. So Wednesday video is going to be like that sort of mix-up, and Fridays and Sundays are going to stay the same. So here we go. This hasn't been completely filled yet, but you can notice that the flow is quite a bit better already. I am going to top up the aquarium now, and we're going to see how much this was flowing compared to what it was before. I had intended on putting a clip on here from one of the prior weeks, but I forgot to get that. So I'm not going to worry about it for now, but you can see the water level is a lot higher here now, definitely compared to the other ones. And you can see here at the bottom is an awful lot of flow going through that. So I'm very happy with this. And you can see in the background there, that's the sponge filter. So this is actually going to work out really well. I'm quite happy with this, and we'll see if it helps the plants grow. The other project I've been meaning to get to for quite some time is dividing up this colony. The gardener are doing really well in here, but I want to get another breeding group going. So I'm going to take one of the 2 males that have the really nice yellow, and I'm going to put them in the betta tank. So what I've done is I've tossed a bunch of stuff in here, mostly Java moss, and I put them in here, and as you can see, they're perfectly fine. And I'm hoping that they'll start breeding, which they most likely will, and I'll get a second colony. So there you go. That's this week's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of all this and of the changes I plan on doing. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.